あなたは12人の生徒をまとめ上げ。おい、ユウ、起きろ。先生来たぞ。
なんだか素敵なことが始まりそう。
みんな間抜けそうな面だな。ヒロン、そういうこと言っちゃダメ。
くだらない。うわ、スピカと同じ古文じゃん。ウケる。
一人の脱落者も出さずに卒業させること。できなければここ。
A Classroom of Black Cat and a Witch, episode number 3, guys. And here's the thing with this episode. I think it showed its hand. It showed its cards, and it showed us what we can expect from the show kind of going on for the rest of the season. And here's the thing. I realized that sometimes, if you've checked out any of my other videos, if you haven't, what's up, guys? I'm Dom. I'm from the Otaku Room. If you're clicking on episode number 3, go watch my other 2 episodes that I've reviewed. But regardless, I appreciate you being here. I tout myself on being a very honest reviewer, and I review seasonal anime, and the reality is I do kind of always have in mind of the show in totality, but I'm just reviewing the specific episode. But sometimes you're able to see things for the grander anime in a whole, right? For the whole season. And sometimes I want to acknowledge that it feels like maybe I go against the grain, or I go against the majority of opinion. But the reality is that's not true. I just offer you my own opinion. And if that's saying that a show that people don't think is good, I really love, it's not because I'm trying to be different. It's just because that's my feeling towards that show. One of my favorite shows of all time is Ari Ferretta. And I know that the masses hate that effing show. They think it's awful. And, you know, I get the reasons why. One of my other favorite anime of all time is Sword Art Online. I don't care what anybody says. It was generational to me. I love all seasons. Yes, I even love the Elf season. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I love it. I eat it up. I play the games. I watch Alicization. I've watched everything. I've watched the 𝐜𝐴∫ I have the manga, whatever. So what I'm trying to say is I'm going to have a different opinion, I think, with this specific episode. And I think it sucked. And I don't really mean for that to be different. I don't mean for that to hurt anyone's feelings. I just I understand what it's doing. And I see the writing on the wall for the rest of the season. And I also acknowledge that this episode is going to appeal to a lot of people. It just did not appeal to me. It's the way I think of it is I don't eat pork. Okay. I don't eat it, not because it's I usually just say it's because of my religion. It really isn't though. It's it has nothing to do with religion. I just think it's gross. I just don't like it. I don't like bacon. I don't like pork. I don't like it. I just don't like it. But the reality is the majority of people around the world do. And it's not because I'm trying to be different. I just think it's gross. I don't like it. It's disgusting to me. I just don't like it. So that's where this comes in here. When it comes to episode number 3, I acknowledge that it had a lot of comedic moments. But with me, none of them hit. I did not laugh. And I'm telling you, and it wasn't because I'm trying to do it on purpose. This whole episode, I did not laugh. I get it though, that this is gonna hit for a lot of people. Some people just have a different sense of humor than me. I am an easy lay. I always say I have the sense of humor of a 13-year-old adolescent boy. Also, I sound like one too. But I'm a pretty easy laugh. This just didn't hit for me. It was more cringy to me and not in a funny way. It starts off the episode, okay, by, I think maybe the funniest thing of the episode, and again, I didn't laugh, but I can acknowledge that it was funny, was the back and forth between the teacher, between Claude and the principal. They had a little spat where she was like, oh, maybe they really like each other. Maybe it's a lover spat. She's like, oh, they hate each other, okay? So that I acknowledge was decently funny. Then we go on to the moment where 𝐒𝐶𝐽 meets the big-breasted girl. Again, I acknowledge that maybe you found that super fucking funny. I didn't. I think her expressions were funny. Big eyes and oh, big titty girl. I get that was funny. But again, I didn't laugh. Then you have the student who is a walking sexual harassment. Didn't find it funny. I acknowledge that maybe you did. Maybe somebody else out there did. I didn't find it funny. Then they meet a red-haired girl who's like a shapeshifter. She shapeshifts from a girl to a boy. Okay. Nothing there. Then they meet a girl who has beast magic or something. Again, nothing funny there. Then they all fight, and Spica's like, "Oh, I hope I'm not with any of these yahoos." And then her teacher comes like, "Ooh, you're with all of us." Not funny to me. Again, I'm just going through the scenes. I get that they're trying to be funny, and maybe the Japanese audience over there is like, ha, 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 ha. Not me, dude. I just didn't find it funny. Then you have the scene, and maybe this one was funny. Again, to be clear, there was not one single hee, not one ho, not one haha that I had this whole episode. But again, just acknowledging, there was a misunderstanding. There was two things that happened. One, there was a misunderstanding with the dorm lady because Spica goes into Claude's office. Claude, right? Is his name Claude? Yeah. She goes into Claude's office. She's like, "I'm tired of giving you kisses." And she's like, "Oh, whatever." Again, I acknowledge that was probably like a funny moment. It didn't make me laugh, but I do want to acknowledge that was like a positive moment. The other positive moment is Spica had like her little legs like that when she was getting carried out of her dorm room. Again, acknowledge somebody laughed. It didn't make me laugh, but I want to acknowledge that was good. So there was two positive moments this episode. Then she has a moment where she goes and catches bunnies. Pretty non-existent anything there. And then she shares the moment in the observatory with the teacher. Again, I think it was fine. Like it was fine. It was a fine moment. There was nothing that was supposed to be funny there, I don't think. But it was fine. So for me, the writing on the wall for this show is it's going to very much be Spica is going to go through classes. It's going to go through her side characters. So we're going to get a scene or we're going to get a storyline with Aria, right? The purple hair girl. And she's going to have some kind of shenanigans going on there. And then they're going to solve it together with Claude. And then it's going to move on to the big girl who, can grow to the size of like Mount Lady type deal. I think her name was Tor or something like that. So it's going to go under her and there's going to be some craziness that happens there. Spica's going to, and then it's going to move on to the girl who shapeshifts into a boy. There's going to be stuff that goes on there and the teacher's going to have to like, so it's going to be teacher gets threatened, his job gets threatened, him and Spica go and they figure it out and she grows closer to this guy and this girl and this guy and this girl. And that's going to be towards the end of the season. I can just see it on the wall. I just see it right on the wall. And I'm just like, I don't know if I like that. And I'll be 100% real. And I'm not trying to be super negative, okay? I want to be very clear. I'm just being super honest. And I just see the right on the wall for the rest of the season. And for me, I can forgive a very predictable story. I do it all the time. I predict things that happen all the time. After you watch so much anime, as you know, there's only so many storylines that are going to really shock you. For the most part, they kind of follow a pattern. And once you figure it out, you have to make the decision, like, is the journey to get there going to be good enough? Now, for me, what could make the show different is if I was, like, belly laughing and I was like, the whole episode? Okay, yeah, I can forgive a predictable storyline because it's just so much fun, that I can forgive that I know exactly what's going to happen by the end of the show. This wasn't that. This episode was a 6 out of 10. I want to give it its flowers for having a few scenes that I want to acknowledge that even though they didn't get me to react, that they did get some. But I don't think it's any better than that. So this one, I don't know. We'll see. I'll be back next week and I'll give you kind of like my final verdict. Maybe next week's episode will be a little bit better. But so far, the pacing and everything with this one, this might be one that I just don't watch anymore. And I'm not trying to threaten or anything. It's just, it is what it is. So there's just too many good anime this season. All right, I'm going to see you guys next week, guys. Let me know your final thoughts in the comments below. Tell me I'm silly. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me whatever you want in the comments and I'll see you guys then. Peace.